We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button, tell me you watch this video, helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So CEI has been trying to push itself back up and it continues to go down lower and things are starting to show some strength. But I'm going to share in this video why we don't want to get too excited about just one-time move. But it could be the beginning of a possible reversal. We're going to have to see together all the data, the short shares available, and so forth with CEI. But before we jump into CEI stock, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. Check out the link down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us. We're going to jump right into it here with CEI stock. So the home run of the day was spectacular, even though the S&P 500 index continues with volatility and is struggling to get back to the all-time highs. I will continue to look for opportunities every single day, and this is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So LMFA and SNOA were the two stocks I was watching this morning, but one of them turned out to give us a home run opportunity, and that was LMFA. We caught this one in the pre-market, and in the pre-market alone, it had jumped up nearly a 10 to 20% move, pulled back down towards the bell, and it took off to a highest point of possibility of 25% plus, guys. This is what we look for every day. This is what I strive for, and the community itself is growing and learning together, and it's something you can become part of as well today. Check out the link down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us, and let's jump into these charts. So CEI stock here has been pushing upwards today, and why is that? Like, what is it that's driving it? Well, the only thing that's really driving CEI stock right now is hopium. That's what they call it, hopium. I told you guys that we could see a reversal here after it fell so low and a dead cat bounce or real strength. If it came back down, it was a dead cat bounce. If it continued or it consolidated up here and it went up another leg, it was real strength. It turned out to be a dead cat bounce because it jumped up and it's just been going downwards. Now it's trying to fight back up. If this jumps up again, right, and it doesn't continue, this turns out to be a bull trap. And every single time that happens, it will create more bull traps. Even this dead cat bounce here turned out to be a bull trap because it jumped up, and since that day it's been going downwards, and here we are seeing it again trying to push itself up in a smaller version of that move, and it could turn out to be another dead cat bounce. Now, based off of 42 vision, it is trying to transition on the 30-minute, but I'm going to show you guys how things are looking on the 1 day, which is what really concerns me, because in the volatility of the short term, right, these small jumps up and down and whatnot, that can do whatever it wants, but the 1 day trajectory always will outweigh what's going on the smaller volatilities. Why? Because the bigger picture is what really drives the direction of a stock behind the scenes. The volatility in the small movements, it could actually move a stock up several cents, several dollars, but the 1 day can really show you where it wants to go. Now, if the 1 day does shift and does a shift like this one, then now we're starting to see strength because this is actually doing a staircase effect. It might have actually went another leg up and did another staircase effect, creating the opportunity to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and now it's bringing the 1 day up with it. And we're going to look at that chart so you could see what it is I'm trying to say, because if it brings it up with it, then this could be a strong reversal. So let's look at it here. And also, I want you guys to remember way back here the 6th and the 7th. So you can see what I mean by a reversal. So let's go ahead and pull up the 1 day. So on the 1 day, right, things continue to show downward trend. I stated in my last videos how we have green with red borders. If this shifted into red, we are going to continue to go lower, and it has happened. Now today it jumped up, but it hasn't really reversed on the 1 day. It's trying to level off. That's a good sign of showing some strength to not fall below $1. But if it continues to go lower, or it kind of just jumped up and goes back down, this could fall even harder. Now, on the 6th and the 7th, I wanted you guys to remember this date. It was red, and look what happened. It shifted to green with red borders, and then it went to green. That right there is a transition of bringing itself up with the 1 day and the 30 minute. And you could see it right there, that circle. You see how I circled it on the 1 day and it's circled in that area? That right there is a key sign of this pulling up and also pulling up the 1 day with it. And that's what you see here in the chart. We don't see that yet here. That's why I'm saying we need to be careful. It could be the beginning of a transition though. Don't get me wrong. And we want to look at this carefully. But there's some key levels that the bulls need to break through if this is actually going to have some strength. The first thing is the bulls want to stay away from this low here, 117. And if that gets broken through, the next point of reference is literally like 111. And then all the way back down here to 88 cents. I would just say $1. As long as this stays above $1, there might be some strength. If it doesn't, it could go into further weakness that it has not seen before. Now, some investors are actually stating that CEI still has a chance and that it's not over. And I want you guys to realize, just based off of 42 vision here on the 30 minute, it was complete strength all those days. It had moments of red, but it was completely green most of the time. And then the momentum faded after the fake offering, right? Because actually the CEO stated it was fake. It wasn't a real document. It fell downwards. And since that day, it never had the same momentum. A lot more red than green. Then the short seller report. And then this was the only days that it had the most green. Turned out to be a dead cat bounce. And here we are continuing to fade the momentum. The only thing that drove this was hype, not the company itself. The CEO, even though he was coming up every day, doesn't guarantee that a stock goes up. Look, he's still popping up every week, every other day. Doesn't do much for the company. So momentum has faded. So even though that the company might have a chance, this and that, the momentum has faded, and it's going to take a lot more than revenue at these moments, because the revenue will not reflect in a stock in 1 quarter or 2 quarters. It'll take possibly even years, several quarters, especially a company like CEI and where they stand. At the end of the day, this is a penny stock as well, so it's very risky from the get-go. The low was 33 cents, and right now the high was 485. It was probably the highest it had seen in a while, in many years, and here we are at $1.39. Now the stock is trying to push itself up, and let's look at the short interest. Well, I don't have the short interest information here, but I meant the short interest ratio. This is something that is super important, okay? 0.09 is very low and needs to be higher. That does not put pressure on the shorts, number one. Number two, a lot of the shorts have actually covered, a huge percentage of them. Anybody that has, Ortex or even Fintel, where they can see the amount of short interest, the data might show that there's been a lower amount of short interest, and also it's probably between, I would say, 5 to 15%. I don't think it even reaches 20, and this had a very high short interest. Now, when you look here, the short shares available is 0, last updated 6 minutes ago, and then we have here the whole entire dark pool total volume of short shares for the day, and it's been going down day by day, and now it's at 26 in total amount. That is a good sign, though, that is actually reflecting in the chart, because if there's less short share volume, even though there's 0 short shares available, that goes to show that it's reflecting in the chart, because the less short volume per day, the more this has room to actually go up. Now, I will be watching how CEI reacts going into next week. Based off the 30 minute, on the micro perspective, it's trying to go upwards. On the macro, on the 1 day, it is still showing weakness, and we're going to have to see if there is a complete reversal like the one that happened here from the 6th to the 7th and 8th. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.